This is the Arzopa Z3FC. It's a brand new monitor from Arzopa, portable as before. Nice actual like metal housing, which is nice versus like the black housing. It's in its like darker gray, space gray look. And this thing packs a punch. Like, they upgraded this to max. So if you remember my last video review, I reviewed the Z1FC, and I love that thing for gaming. I use it on a regular basis. This one is becoming my daily driver, though. Let's talk about why. It is a 16.1 inch screen, so it's already just slightly bigger than the last version, but that's not where it stops. It actually goes full QHD. We're talking 180Hz refresh rate, QHD, 1440p gaming on this device. And I have to say, it definitely pushes its limits. Editor Joe here. I wanted to add that why 2.5K or QHD matters, especially when it comes to gaming monitors. There's the whole, just the concept of pixel density when you're playing your game. You want a game to feel more lifelike. You want it to feel more immersive. You want to be able to see every detail, especially when you're playing fast-paced FPS shooters, or even just some of the more in detail and rich games. You want that texture, that color, everything to pop out and just look more lively. This is where that 2.5K or QHD comes into play. I'm going to show you some gameplay here of me playing Apex, running. I'm running full settings at 2.5K, so the 1440p, and I'm also running at up to 100, like, I think my system's getting like 160 FPS average. So you can take a look at this gameplay, just see how well it looks, how immersive it feels, and just how lively it feels. And the nice sweet spot about the 2.5K is the fact that it's just that middle ground where it's, if you have a lower end system, it can still handle it. If you have a higher end system, it's going to handle it just fine. Like, if you go to 4K, it's going to be a little bit harder on your GPU. Whereas if you have a decent mid-range GPU, then you can still easily get 2.5K, no problem, no issues. So it's that kind of like perfect middle ground for everyday gaming and some competitive gaming. Beyond what the last monitor could do. And the biggest improvement, it has a 9 millisecond refresh rate. That's lower from the 13 millisecond refresh rate of the Z1FC. So you're already getting faster response time in a portable monitor that you can easily put in a backpack, put in your case, take it wherever you go, whether you're traveling or whatnot, or if you want to have like an extra monitor in a streaming setup like this, game on. As before, it could hook up to any gaming console, laptop, desktop, Mac, PC, and natively work out the box. Now, as before, there's always 3 cables. The nice thing is they really upgraded the cables. You'll see it's all braided now, so that's definitely a change. Much higher premium cable than the last ones, I actually feel like. And you get a nice like metal chassis for the connections, which is really cool. And I have to say that it doesn't come with the USB-A anymore. It doesn't come with an AC adapter either. So there's a little bit difference of what comes in the box, but to understand why, it's all about connection. They have a USB-C to USB-C cable, and this is actually marked for power delivery only, not data. So if you want to run this, let's say on a computer that can't support video over USB-C, you want to use one of these for your power, and you can hook up to HDMI and a mini HDMI to the monitor device. If your gaming console or your computer doesn't support video over USB-C, then you want to use both the USB power plug and the HDMI cable. You'll hook both of these up in order to get the video signal and the power to the monitor. Otherwise, you'll use the other supplied USB-C cable with the nice angled hook, which is a huge plus. And that's going to carry your video feed over a single data line to your device. If you're going to use it for like a Switch versus a Switch 2, you should be able to connect it just as before by connecting the USB-C to the Nintendo Switch into the screen, and if the screen should have the power connected to a power block. Of course, for Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo really did put something different in there. Whatever they soft coded or hard coded, it is not recognizing the screen itself as a monitor. So what happens is you're going to have to use a dock with it. So you won't be able to get away from that. But You can still nonetheless use it with a USB-C to USB-A cable, connect it to your system, and then use HDMI, and then you're good to go and you're good to game. Now, if you are an iPhone user and you want to hook your iPhone up to this device, you have to have a Pro model. A lot of people will think that, oh, I can use a regular iPhone or a non-Pro iPhone. Those USBs are not the same as the Pro models. The Pro has the higher 3.0, which allows that video over USB-C to go out. A lot of people think they could do this. It doesn't work. Trust me. I've seen many people try to ask me the same question. So make sure if you use a phone, like an iPhone, it has to be a Pro model. Otherwise, Androids work. You just need to double check the specifications of your Android to make sure it shoots USB-C video. Also, one more thing to add, because I'm editing and throwing this in there. If you're using devices like with your phone, the monitor runs a little bit extra. Like, it needs a little bit more power, a little bit more juice. So like other models, you could connect your phone and just have it be powered by the phone while you're playing. Now, it requires a little extra oomph. So if you have like an external battery or a free outlet, you're going to have an extra power plug for it, just so you know. Otherwise, the device can't be powered just by the phone alone. If you hook it up to Windows, it should natively pick it up just fine. You may, by default, go into 1080p. So just go into your settings and switch it back to that 1440p setting. And then also, you might want to update the refresh rate so it goes from a 60 to 180, so you get that natural 180 refresh rate. If you connect it to a Mac, you're going to have to dig a little bit for the settings. The Mac doesn't natively support 1440 off the rip. However, it's going to default to like 720p or 1080p. If you just go into settings and you want to click that show all resolutions, then you'll get your 1440p in there. And then you can select that and it should be good to go. As far as frames per second, it should natively pick up its 180 Hz refresh screen. So that's how my recommendations if you're hooking up with a Mac. For any Xbox and PS5 players, you're going to want to make sure that you change your system settings to match the 1440p screen size. If you try to do 4K, it's not going to work. You can play at 1080p, but most of these newer systems should be able to handle 1440p. If you have any questions about that, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, in the description, there'll be some links that you can actually go check out this monitor for yourself and pick it up from the Arzopa website or any of the affiliated Arzopa links. As always, I'm Joe. This is Matsu Excel. Catch you guys next time. Peace.